About to go record Educator Shout Out Interview number 12. Super excited to see my student. Also, something I thought about on the way over here is that some educators, no matter where they live, have 3 jobs just to make it by. It's not okay. And those educators are partly why I feel inspired to do the Educator Chipotle Challenge and raise money to give back to educators so that they don't have to pay for supplies and project materials in their classrooms. Kayla Ebby here with the Educator Chipotle Challenge, doing an Educator Shout Out interview with...
Hi, I'm Emelie Bisri. I'm in 12th grade and I go to school in Davis, California.
Thank you so much, Emelie, for being here, for being part of this Educator Shout Out interview.
I'm going to self-incriminate myself, but it's okay because all of these conflicts have been resolved prior to this video. So starting in 9th grade, I had a teacher named Mr. Wizard. He was the funniest teacher we had, and no, his name is not Wizard. It's something we can't pronounce that starts with an S.
Sternberg.
And we called him Wizard because he looked like one. And in that class, it was first period, we would often get in trouble for laying around on the couches and not participating in class. And throughout the year, it was just little incidences like that, along with larger ones like conflict within the student body and our friend groups, and we were figuring out who we were, and we were very mean and angry for no reason, like kids often are. And Miss Ebby called me into her office one day, and she's like, "You better knock it off and pull your head out of your behind." And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's for realsies now."
It just got real.
Yeah, well, it needed to be. It was... 9th grade girls are terrifying.
It can be.
And I give props to any of the teachers that dealt with my friend group and I in the 9th grade. Shout out to Mr. Lagunes. Your class was very entertaining, especially with other students in that class.
How was life before you got to 9th grade? Do you want to share a little bit about your story? I mean, you don't have to share all the details, like...
Life was rough. It's kind of been rough since I was 9. And there have been a lot of ups and downs. And prior to 9th grade, I really lost my sense of belonging. And I had no idea how to separate what I'd gone through from who I was as a person. So I was very angry and self-destructive for a long time, actually. And when you get into 9th grade and you meet other kids who are feeling the same way that you do mutually, you become little Napoleon Bonapartes, and you're very mean and angry, and you take it out on those who surround you. So naturally, sprouting from that conflict were a bunch of other conflicts within our student bodies. And I think you could say I was mean. I was definitely mean. I did some things that were mean.
Thank you for separating the deed from the doer.
And that's kind of like separating the artist from the art.
Exactly.
But I had these teachers that knew I was for lack of better words, being a dick because I was hurting inside. And they kind of were very patient with me. I was given a lot of chances, and I reached the end of my 9th grade year still very resentful, still very angry, kind of that power struggle with the authority that most teenagers go through. And Miss Ebby called me into her office and she was like, "Listen, bud, pull your head out of your butt." And I'd never really looked at it from anyone else's perspective until we started having conflict resolution meetings with incidents that happened. And yes, I felt pretty terrible about what happened and what I had done, but in the long run, I think it really just showed me the reality of what I was doing and the error of my ways. I think it's DV's conflict resolution program that really brought it all together.
Restorative practices,
yeah. It was because you weren't just telling your side to someone in administration and they were taking notes on that and deciding for themselves. You were taking the conflict on as a whole, so you were talking to the person that the conflict had occurred with as well as an administrator. So you really start out with using these I statements, and rather than ending with someone getting in trouble, you kind of had a better understanding of how you made the other person feel and how to fix that. And I actually rebuilt a lot of friendships on that principle.
They were sort of practices. Well done, well articulated in that summary of what restorative practices aims to achieve.
I don't know. I got to sophomore year and I just saw like the aftermath of what happened freshman year, and I was like, I don't want to be mean anymore. Like, I want to make friends. Like, I want people to like me. I want to be able to have these everyday regular conversations without being snarky or rude or guarded. This is on my water bottle. You see I have this sticker right here that says Yay Adventure.
Whoa, yay adventure!
There's a divot out of it because I dropped my water bottle hiking.
It happens.
And here I have my Leone Meadows sticker. It's where I go to Jesus Camp. And I have the Pacific Northwest. Joey got that for me in Washington.
Yay, Joey!
Love to all. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Sure.
If you don't believe it, then you should.
You're missing out.
I have my best buddy sticker right here for the club that I helped start at my new school.
In Woodland.
Save the bees.
Save them bees.
Because guess what?
What?
I'm allergic to bees, but without bees, we wouldn't have most of the produce that's in our grocery stores. Or honey.
Nom, 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 nom.
Did you know, fun fact, in China, the air is so polluted that the bees have died off. Oh no. And they have to go out with toothpicks and hand pollinate all of their orchards.
This queen bee is, yesterday when I had lunch, she came by. She came back to visit today. But, like I said, can't mess with the queen bees, but, girl, give us some peace, we need to eat. And this girl is allergic to bees, so that doesn't help.
It doesn't, but they're just flying around.
Yeah.
Trying to find love like the rest of us.
Right? I mean, you can't blame them, but...
Oh.
we will move. Emelie, describe one or more educators who have positively impacted your life and describe how they have had a positive influence in your life.
Okay, I'm gonna start out with Mr. Wizard. He's like the loving teacher that'll coddle you, sometimes a little too much, but he kind of gives you that sense of belonging within class. That's something I always remembered about Mr. Wizard. Kayla Ebby, for telling me to pull my head out of my butt. That was a big help. It helped me turn my life around. Gretchen Connors. Last year at this time, I probably would not have thought to shout her out, but we always butted heads, but after figuring out our conflicts, we realized that we both shared very similar wants, and it was resolved, and she kind of helped me react to people when they tested my patience. I love you, Gretchen Connors.
Shout out to Gretchen Connors, to Mr. Wizard. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a pleasure having you at the junior high, and I'm super glad to reconnect with you and to know that you've just developed into this amazing human, even more so than I knew you as in 9th grade. And I'm humbled to know that you know, along the way, like it's not been perfect, but you have surely taken adversity and you met it head on and like really risen above it, I think. So props to you, girl, for doing that. Got it. You got this. Emelie, what resources are necessary to support students' mental, social, emotional health and well-being at school?
So personally for me, and I know a lot of the other kids I went to school with, mental and emotional health has always been a struggle. And it was really having counselors that, you know, sometimes you don't want to reach out for the help that you need, but it was having counselors that really knew what was going on and were there to help that helped pull a lot of us through. I don't know. It's also the dynamic of the faculty that's really important.
Emelie, what advice would you give your junior high self and to other teenagers who have or are experiencing some of the similar things in life that you have experienced?
It's okay to be vulnerable. Like, you don't have to present yourself as strong always. Sometimes people need to see that you're going through stuff too, and a lot of us are because we're all human. It's really just don't hide yourself away completely. Don't write anyone off before they get a chance to know you and what you're going through.
You know, something that sticks out with that is the sign that you made me in 9th grade, which I still have hung up in my office. Can you tell the viewers, Emelie, what that sign says?
It says, "Keep it 100, Miss Ebby."
And what you just stated, I think, speaks to that mantra, just keeping it real, you know? Oh, and we also took pictures when I got that tattoo. This one.
You're joking me.
You don't remember that?
No.
So I got that when, let's see, I think December of 2015. Can't remember when you made that sign, but I'm pretty sure we took a picture. It was like on the stage, and I can't remember if
I don't remember that.
I can't remember if your class was taking your photographs or if it was during another class, like activity or something, and I just happened to be in there at that time, and you know, we kept it real, and I think we had talked about it, so I showed it to you, and pretty sure we took a picture together. I think you were wearing your like Mickey Mouse or whatever, like that has like the peace sign.
The rock, paper, scissors, and
yeah,
everyone
okay.
thought it was gang signs, but it was just Mickey Mouse doing rock, paper, scissors.
Come on, people assuming negative intent.
I know,
Like,
especially with
really?
Mickey Mouse. Like,
Goodness. Emelie, do you have anything else you'd like to share with educators, students, or other people watching this video?
Chipotle is really good.
Oh.
Also, you know what else is really good?
What's really good?
Not being a jerk.
Yeah.
And
Feels good to be kind, doesn't it?
it does. It really does. Keep it 100.
Keep it 100. 100. You know, I am trying to get Ellen to
Generous.
my
My favorite person ever.
right, to view some of these videos and just to support the Educator Chipotle Challenge, because on that kind note, I think she is a person of influence in our society that keeps it 100. I mean, to the extent that I am aware of, but also spreads the kindness and the love. And
A modern day Oprah Winfrey. I just want you to know, Ellen, you're number one in my heart.
all right, so Ellen, when you shout out to me, we're gonna remember Emelie. She's one of the good ones.
Sometimes.
More times now as a senior than
In high school.
than before. She's getting ready to go to college. She's gonna make it. She's gonna do great. She's gonna be great. She's gonna figure out what she wants to do along the way, just as she's done for the last 18 years. Gosh, 18 years. You are an adult.
I'm grown.
You're a grown woman. So Emelie, thank you so much for being part of this Educator Shout Out interview with the Educator Chipotle Challenge. This has been Kayla Ebby, aka Miss Ebby, and
Emelie Bisri.
keeping it real, keeping it 100. Thanks for watching. Much love.
Toodles.
Toodles. Just finished with the Educator Shout Out interview with Emelie. Another student said, Miss Ebby, do you want a bird? And I said, yeah, I want a bird. The fundraiser of the Educator Chipotle Challenge is not to say that educators at DVCA are currently paying for all of their supplies. I'm pretty sure they're not paying for all of them, maybe just some of them. But it's a way to give back and create more opportunities for different funding. An update on the ECC fundraiser. I'm in transition from partnering with DVCA boosters to hopefully another nonprofit organization to track and manage the fundraising. It's all going to go to the same place, folks. And that place is into the classrooms of educators in Davis, specifically at Da Vinci Charter Academy, and to support mental health resources and access to for students in K-12 schools in Davis. Why is the ECC fundraiser transitioning from its current partnership with a nonprofit, you might ask? Unfortunately, the ECC is not seen as a school-sanctioned event, so I'm in the process of working with a couple nonprofits who have similar values and mission as the ECC does to give back to educators and students in Davis. So cross your fingers and send good vibes out there that one of those partnerships will come through to help me maintain the integrity of raising $100,000 to give back to educators and support opportunities of funding supplies and projects and materials and anything else that they need to support students' exploration and learning in the classrooms, as well as provide mental health resources for students in Davis, an increase of that from what we already have right now. Again, I won't be receiving any of those funds. It's going to be directed out to other educators in Davis and to students. So I really hope that I am able to partner with one of these nonprofits to uphold the original plan with fundraising money to give back. So thank you all for your support thus far, and let me know if you have any suggestions on how to proceed with that.